Another thing that's interesting, and earlier on I spoke about megacity growth, and I do think that we have to consider a food supply for urban ecosystems is this area of how we can provide, very close to home supply of food. So the indoor agri-tech landscape, vertical farming is absolutely booming. There's hundreds of companies out there really revolutionizing the way that we can look at doing vertical farming. In fact, the industry is sort of booming right now. In 2020, there's nearly $1 billion raised for US indoor farming ventures. That's just the US. And the industry is expecting this whole area to grow 25% year on year. It's interesting. There's not been a huge amount of success with vertical farming at scale across the United States and other parts of the world, but it's going to get there. This is going to be a prevalent trend, and it's something that I'm watching very closely. And then you're going to have artificially intelligent systems using sensors and cameras and robots to help keep those environments clean and to monitor them and run them 24/7, 365. You're going to have companies like Square Roots, which is run by Kimball Musk, which is Elon Musk's brother, which helps entrepreneurs in urban centers use things like shipping containers to do new agricultural operations. They're now providing a huge amount of food to supermarkets around the United States in urban centers. You've got companies out of Canada like Green Forges, which is out of Quebec, which is not too far from where I live, that's actually saying, okay, what if we actually dig down and we have the vertical farms underground? So Green Forges is coming up with this new technology, lots of benefits of using the temperature underground as well in terms of keeping these environments very pure for growing food. And also, within an educational perspective, there are interesting companies like Farmpod, and this company starts to look at aquaculture, so being able to raise fish using the waste from them to help grow vegetables, and using the waste from that to be able to feed the fish, and to use solar and these cyclical systems. These actually have been sold to a lot of universities around the world. It's really interesting. But what's also interesting is being able to provide good, healthy food with high nutritional value to people in the inner cities as well. This is a shot from DTown Farms, and there's a lot of people that are now have access to really good food. There's a lot of people below the poverty line in America, and a lot of those people do their weekly shop at dollar stores. We need to disrupt that signal, and we need to start to really put some faith behind these systems, and also systems like the Love Fridge in places like Chicago, where we can have communities that are really addressing the waste of food, the food that we can't eat on a daily basis, where we can just put that in boxes, Tupperware boxes. We can put that in these fridges. We can have some dry food there as well. And people in dozens of communities around places like Chicago can have access to food, whereas they might not be able to have access before. It's an interesting world that we're living in. So what if we see more big tech investments and they start to really go into cities? What if we start to see independent food supply in an urban context? What about those close to home logistics? How does that change the dynamics of having access to food? And how do we really put investment and power behind some of these grassroots movements to be able to feed people well?